Dr. Neva is the founder of the Neva Alliance Training Company, a company based in New York which offers training and development services globally. She's also the owner of National Educational Venture Alliance, known as Neva, which helps to support international students to study in the USA through sponsorship. She's also the former owner of Neva Test Prep. Dr. Neva, welcome to
Yes.
CWS.
Thanks for having me.
When those close to you describe you, what are some things they say that you agree with?
Something that they say about me,
Mhm.
well, it depends on who you're asking, but I can be serious, I can be fun, I am smart, but I'm not perfect at all, by no means. I'm a go-getter, and I'm extremely ambitious.
Where were you born? And can you give us a glimpse of what life was like at the ages of 9 and 15 for you?
Sure. I was actually born in Jamaica, West Indies, and I come from an extremely humble background. Poverty was the way to describe it. And growing up, seeing that, I just wanted to be the best. And I thought the best way to do that is by getting an education. I did not want to become a statistic. I remember growing up being called the ghetto girl, just coming from where I lived. And throughout my life, span from age 0 to 12, I was in 11 different boarding homes, different from families. In Jamaica, didn't really call it boarding homes, but you were with someone else that took care of you. Some circumstances was not the best at age 9. Don't recall exactly what happened at age 9, but I was at an area where I was extremely happy because at that time my mom purchased her first apartment, and I thought I was rich at that time. But really, going back to visit Jamaica, I would not consider that being rich. Age 15, I was in high school in the United States. I went to Boys and Girls High School, and I had a great experience there, and the drive and energy of the other student just wanting to go to college and to become something. So
What is you mentioned your mom, your parents buying a first apartment. Um, what is your favorite memory of your mother? And well, let's stick with your mother. I wanted to ask you about the other women who made an impact in your life, but let's start with your mom first. What's your favorite memory of
my mom is a very strong woman, and I know a lot of people say, well, my mom is very strong. Well, my mom, to me, just, for instance, that just this week, yesterday, she flew in from Jamaica just to spend 3 hours with me, and she's in China right now. Called me just to make sure that I'm okay. She's there, and she has a business in Jamaica, so she's a businesswoman. She travels the world as well, and she's a go-getter. People joke around because with my mom, there's no room for friendliness. Her jokes can rub you the wrong way if you don't know her. But she carried the world on her shoulder when I was extremely young. So now it's just all that pressure has molded her into a wonderful, strong human being.
you mentioned travel. I've read from your bio that you've traveled extensively. Uh, Do you think that that desire to travel or passion to travel comes from your mother being a traveler herself?
The funniest thing, my mom never wanted me to be like her. She wanted me to stay on the right path, stay in school, become a 9 to 5 person. Get your education, that you will get that job, you could wear that suit and you look great and be that person. And instead, over and over, I'll hear her echo the sentiment of, oh, you turned out just like me, you're traveling, there are times growing up, basically because she traveled so much, my mom wasn't there, hence the reason why I was in a few different homes and others taking care of me. Some situation good, some not so good. And yes, ended up being like her, traveling and a go-getter.
You move from homes to home, different people, different times, and I can only imagine what impact that has on a child growing up. Here you are today. You empower people, you motivate people, you you teach and inspire.
Mm-hmm.
How much of what you've experienced as a child from these various homes, whether they are good or bad experiences, how much do they inform or impact how you relate to people today? Well, that didn't come out right. Let me rephrase it another way. How much of those experiences you find filtering into the discourse when you are inspiring and empowering others?
Well, you know what? Growing up, I knew that I had to survive. People will say, well, what you lived is not as harsh, and people like to compare. But one thing I can say to you is my past impacted me where it's always in the back of my head. You have to become something. You can't make your circumstances hold you back. Because if that's the case, you will not become successful. You will just continuously just make depression sets in. I've been around individuals where they blame their parents for a certain downfall. Well, the world is not perfect and everyone has their own issues. For me, I just constantly say to myself, I can do this. What happened in the past, just motivate me to become better. And something could happen tomorrow. I may be upset, and I sit and I reflect on it and say, okay, how can I turn this around to make this a positive?
And I don't want to drift away too far from the fact that this is the beginning of Women's History Month. So I want to bring up something about that. You spend a lot of time around women, empowering women, teaching women, and so on. Apart from your mother, who are some other women that have helped to mold this person we have come to know as Dr. Neva?
Well, the first person that came to mind when you asked the question, there was a lady that raised me from 0 to 5, and her name was Miss Etlin. Miss Etlin she didn't go to school at all, and people actually thought I was her daughter. She had no kids, no children, no one. However, I remember with the food she provided, the little that she had, she always said it's out of love. And she always wanted me to read to her, even though I didn't know the words, but she just wanted me to read the words to her that she could hear it. And at times I was so proud because I thought I was getting the words correct. And I'm like, yes, I got it right. And it's only when I reached my teenage years I realized that she couldn't read, but just her love and her strength. She was a hustler. She'll have little things she'll sell. She didn't have a job, but she was so determined. I remember there's a time that she had a pot of fried chicken, and she, made a chicken and she went out there and sold it. So no, she's not in history book, but that's just her love and determination impact me.
Do you in retrospect, do you see her as one of the factors that influence your passion for business, your thirst for business?
Yes. Yes. I mean, even when the times that I'll go back and visit her, I have crazy stories, but I remember going to her tree and taking off the plums off her tree, put it in my sand box or, a little bucket,
Hmm.
and I went out to sell them. So I was determined to make money. And, she wasn't upset at me. She didn't promote because she didn't want me to,
Hmm.
do that. But at the same time, she said, well, you already did it, save up your money for a rainy day.
And you do that to this day.
Yes.
Save up for a rainy day.
Yes.
If you were to eavesdrop your parents or your mom telling a stranger about you, what do you think she would say?
Whenever people meet me, they'll say, oh, your mom talks so much about you. She's so proud of you. And if my mom is there, she'll be standing there like, just very fond. And I know it's out of love. And I'm, the only daughter that she has. And, so
Spoiled.
I don't think so. I'm not spoiled because, again, humble beginnings have brought
Yeah.
me to realize there's nothing to being spoiled over. I remember just coming to the United States for the first time and going into a room. I didn't realize it was just a room. And I burst in to open the curtain and realize it was a wall. Lived on Eastern Parkway at the time. Yeah. So.
So, learning about cultures,
Mhm.
one of your passions.
Yes.
How did you become interested in this?
What I've realized, again, not everyone live the same way. They have so many different parts of the world. And you know what? I actually, even deeper, I wanted to know more about me. Last year, I did a DNA ancestry test.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I did this, part of my love of culture, and whenever I travel, they guessed where I am from in some part of Africa. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I need to know where I'm from. And I know birth. I know where I was raised. I know, different things, such, but just wanting to know where in Africa. And just knowing my DNA is made up, of course, not just of Africa, by the way, simply because of slavery, but just knowing that and to understand people some more and how people behave. People behave because of their culture, because of their religion. And that doesn't make them different from you. They're different cultures, but there are always some similarities. And I just love culture in that sense and finding the common grounds that we can build together.
Of all the countries you've gone to, Africa, the Caribbean, Kenya, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, and all those places, which one of the cultures made you pause?
Wow. I would say Nigeria.
Really?
Yes, when I went to Nigeria, I didn't know what to expect. And I went in. The first day, it's a funny story. The first day, basically, I saw someone getting arrested at the airport. And the person is a Nigerian American, and he was yelling, "I know my rights! I know my rights!" And the police said, "Are you sure? Because you're Nigerian now." And I just stood there like, what's going on?
You gotta be kidding me. You actually told him that.
Yes.
And you I've gained some insights in these various cultures. What are some things? What are some takeaways? What are some things? You know, let's if you were to write a list, several things you've got gained from various cultures. What would be a few?
Saudi, don't go and try to change anyone's rules. Those are the rules. That's their law. Abide by it. You know before you got there, if you did your research, you know where you were going. And again, you can't just go on vacation in Saudi, by the way, unless you're going for pilgrimage.
No?
No, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, basically, in Saudi, you can go there if you're a Muslim and you're going for the pilgrimage, or if you're going to work or you're conducting business. It's not a place you can get up and say, okay, I'm a tourist and I'm going to take pictures. And yes, it's...
No?
No. Yes. That's the way it is.
Yes. You just can't say I'm going to Saudi Arabia for a vacation.
You can't, unless, again, you are a Muslim.
They're very strict about that.
Yes.
Oh. Go ahead.
And as far as, let's see, Kenya, one thing I learned from there is where you network. You know, you may want to conduct business, but if you're going there to conduct business, you have to know, and this happens pretty much across, Africa, but, Kenya at the time, if you're not in the right group, to know the right people, to shake the right hands, you will not get anything done. Politicians. Yes.
And you help people navigate these various corridors of access.
Yes.
Helping people who want to do business in foreign countries, especially Africa. You help them. How challenging is this for you?
It's challenging because, individuals have great ideas. On the other, the side where they have great ideas, they want to do business somewhere else, but they don't want to understand the culture. They just want to do what they have to do and think it's okay, and it's not. And then you have, on the other side, if you're not careful, you'll go broke in a second. Because not the currency rate, but you're so busy spending all over the place that you end up spending incorrect. And this could happen here with business. Once you decide to do a business, you'll find all these individuals coming towards you and saying, okay, you need this, 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 and you accomplish nothing at all. Of course, you have the international laws, the regulations, the rules you need to abide by. Someone may ship something to somewhere in Africa and you have to pay like 10 people before you get your stuff. So, again, being careful of that. And it's not going to be smooth at all.
So with all these obstacles in the way, why do you do it?
The love of it, the understanding of it, the understanding and the love of business to grow. I'm an entrepreneur, and I love to see other entrepreneurs succeed, especially outside of their territory.
Do you work in any country in Africa, or are there specific countries that you target?
Well, pretty much sub-Sahara, like, Nigeria. There's East, of course, the East as far as Kenya, Uganda, stuff like that. The Middle East, because I have the connection there. I was there in Saudi for 3 years. So not really a lot of business in Saudi because of the restriction on women. However, there's Dubai, the Emirates, and going back to Africa, I've gotten calls from Egypt and stuff like that, but I'm still navigating my way through that, to be honest.
So who needs you? Who would seek your help?
Believe me, a lot of people need me. They don't realize it if they're stepping out of their budget. Oh, I could do this by myself, you know. For instance, I got a call last week where someone, I'm not going to say the exact business, but it's in finance. And they found out through connection that that particular business is booming in Sierra Leone. So call on me to see how can I now set up a branch there. So those are the people that are calling. Or someone that has a product, not, you know, this product has to be your product. This is not a product that someone else has and you're trying to extend it. A product that was created by you and you have everything running, and then they want to sell that product to stores. And it says stores, not the individual consumers, but to the stores. Yes.
And what has been one of your greatest, or what has been one of your most biggest challenge in navigating some of these areas?
Well, when I was in Kenya, part of it was to set up, I'm giving a perfect example, a business school. The red tapes. First, we shook hands, we meet who we're supposed to meet and, everything. They basically wanted to do a satellite location. After stepping in, they're like, no, you basically, here's a 250-word document you have to go through, and you have to start from scratch. Or you can basically partner with an existing school. So that just made the people coming in said, you know what, this is not for us. Let's look at another part. And, they create those because at the end of the day, they want more money. If you're going to buy the land, they're going to make money. If you're going to build, they're going to make money. And that's what they're looking at. Now, I'm not saying this to deter, but it's just the truth and the fact. You need to be prepared that these are issues that you might face. Mm-hmm. Some people will go through with it because at the end of the day, they know, okay, no matter what it costs, at the end, I'm going to make a lot of money.
Your two organizations, Neva Alliance Training and National Education Venture Alliance. Mm-hmm. What prompted this?
Wow. Okay. So first it was National Educational Venture Alliance. And pretty much I received contracts from schools wanting students, international students, to attend. The biggest pitfall that I found through doing it is scholarships. They got to the United States, they could pay for a few semesters, and then they had issues. So again, I like to look at a negative into a positive and said to myself, how can I help this? So I basically turned that into a 501c3 organization and try to do fundraising activity to help support these students. Now I'm still working on it, and I still need help. I'll continuously need help. So that was prompted. And someone always told me, in anything that you do, use your name. So I looked at my name. I said, how can I create a business around my name? I just didn't want to say Neva, so National Educational Venture Alliance, Neva.
How does if someone wants to help to make a contribution, how do they find you? How do they make this contribution to your organization?
So what I've done, I'm an author of 2 books. One called Female Guides to Understanding Leadership, and the other is #Rising Leaders. And it's actually on
what?
Rising Leaders.
Rising Leaders. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually on my website, And the website is Neve Alliance, N-E-V Alliance.
NEV.
NEV Alliance, is 1A.com. And there's a page that says donate. The books are on that page. And if you purchase a book, it also helps to support the students, or you can donate whatever you like right there on the website. So that's there.
With this 501c3 organization, and in your attempt to help these students who come and, after a while can't afford to pay their tuition and so on, what has been your biggest challenge?
For when they come and they can't?
No, not them. Sorry. Your biggest challenge with the organization, is it funding? What has been your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge, of course, is funding, because you have, just before I came today, there's someone that reached out to me randomly asking for assistance. I try to assist individuals that are actually on ground. However, people think things are a great idea, but to really reach out and help, that's something else. So, yeah.
What is one of your pet peeves about this organization and in trying to help these students? One of your biggest pet peeves?
Pet peeve. I guess I will say, on the other side, of course, you're not getting the funding, but then there are people that feel that you're obligated. And I say obligated, it's you want to do this from the kindness of your heart, but they feel as if, you have resources and you need to do this, not knowing that is not always the case.
So, global business developer, what would you like people to know specifically about this aspect of your enterprise as a global business developer?
As a global business developer, I help small or medium, could definitely large, that want to expand their business to do so. Of course, I help you if you just simply want to stay in the United States, that's fine. But my focus is to get you into another market, as far as another region, another location, to grow your business. I'm not just looking at just the idea, but doing the study, make sure it's feasible, if it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, yes, I would let you know. It's in any business, you will have challenges, but you also need finance. I've gotten people with great ideas, but don't have the finance to really step out to do the business. And looking for funding is not always the best, or easy, I should say, for you to get right away. As doing global business developer or development, it takes time, and again, it's not going to just happen overnight. But if you do want the help, I'm here to help and to grow and to not just, set your business up, but for you to see the profit and continue working, because I love long relationships. That makes sense to me, not just stopping by, hey, shake hands and keep going, just to see the progress of an individual.
What are some requirements of your clients? If someone is coming to you to seek your advice and doing business at, say, Kenya, Nigeria, one of those places, what do they have to have before you will take them on as a client?
I prefer someone that's already have something in place. again, I don't mind. When I say set something in place, they actually have to have a business that's developed where they are and they're looking to expand. So that's what I look for. 1. 2, you need to be culturally aware of, and of course that's a part of what I do to make sure that you understand the culture. With my cross-cultural training and diversity, not everyone operates the same way, so you need to be open-minded if you want to be successful. And no matter who you are or your beliefs, if you're stepping out to another region, you have to be open-minded.
On that note, let's take a quick break.